Suspected terrorist Arif picked up by ISD from Bengaluru. He was working as a software engineer and was having contacts with Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Arif's movements were being tracked by the NIA and he had not got approval from Iraq as he was yet to get a clearance from India to Iraq. Arif was planning to move to Syria via Iraq in March. Meanwhile, NIA has seized his laptop and other electronic devices. Mega demolition drive on legal encroachment on state land in Jammu begins again. Drive was halted a week back due to stone pelting by protesters. After crackdown on stone pelters, police, among with the revenue authorities, have resumed the demolition. Properties built on state land are being demolished. Amid police security, the Delhi Development Authority has demolished several shanties and some multi-storied buildings situated at the border of Mehrauli Archaeological Park. According to the DDA, the land in question belongs to the authority and has been encroached on. The action caused panic among locals living in multi-story apartments and builder floors near the demolition site, who said the DDA issued notices saying the houses are situated on the government land and will be demolished. The meeting of the Central Board of Directors of Reserve Bank of India was held today at New Delhi under the chairmanship of Governor Shaktikanta Das. In fact, notably the Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, addressed the directors of the Central Board. The Finance Minister, in her address, outlined the thinking behind the union budget and the priorities of the government. In a shocker from Bengaluru, a skit performance by students of Jain University during college festival has triggered a controversy. The controversial skit allegedly targets Dalit community, including B.R. Ambedkar and reservation. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is visiting coastal region of Karnataka today to participate in the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Central. The processing cooperatives there, and this will happen in Dakshina Kannada district. He is also scheduled to inaugurate the Bharat Mata Mandir built by Dharamshri Pratishthan as well, which is the second temple in South India for Bharat Mata after the one in Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. Protest by unemployed students at Dehradun. Protest by the unemployed students at the Memorial Court complex of Dehradun is happening right now. They demand to release 13 people until and unless they will continue to run the Satyagraha movement. Major landslide has been reported in the area of Ramban. Portion of mountain collapsed on Jammu-Srinagar National Highway. Traffic on Jammu-Srinagar National Highway has been halted. Viewer, suspected terrorist Arif has been picked up by ISD from Bengaluru. He was working as a software engineer and was having contacts with the Al-Qaeda and ISIS. He was in constant touch with them through messaging platforms. Arif was on the radar of security agencies for the past 2 years, and we are coming to know that he had links. NIA has arrested him. Also, his travel history is being investigated. Electronics have been seized from him. So these are top updates we're getting for you right now, viewers, as Arif has been picked up by the ISD from Bengaluru. And from what his background says is that he was a software engineer. Let's go across to Prajwal, is joining us live. Prajwal, take us through exactly the background of Arif. He's a suspected terrorist, and tell us about what the security agencies are looking at right now, because they have taken his laptop and electronics for investigation. What else are they looking at, and what are the next steps?
Shivangi, just a few moments ago, in fact, we spotted Arif, who was being taken from his residence out here in Tanisandra. And right now, I'm outside his residence here in Tanisandra, where the cops were also present, along with the NIA and members of the Internal Security Division as well. You can clearly go on and see that it's the second floor, where my video journalist is clearly zooming in and showing that this is the residence where Arif was staying along with his two kids and his wife as well. and therefore he was here in Bengaluru since the past 4 years, and he had taken this house on a rent, and he was working as a software engineer at Manyata Tech Park in a private company. This is what we get to understand. And when we also spoke to the neighbors of Arif, one by the name of Mohammad Javed stated that he was quite irregular, and he always kept a low-key profile and never ventured out of his house apart from the time when he was about to go on and pay namaz as well. At this point of time, the owners of the house of Arif are also quite shocked that a suspected terrorist has already been taken in. And more of now, the cops have also provided security. We can also see female police personnel who are providing security at the residence, along with officials of the internal security, internal security division who have already come in here. At this point of time, we also saw that several briefcases were seized from Arif's residence. Around 7 to 11 briefcases were seized from Arif's residence before he was being taken off. It is also being understood that his wife also was interrogated here as well, and there is also heavy police deployment which is being seen in the locality, which is Tanisandra out here in Bengaluru. Apart from that, now the NIA is also going on to scrutinize the sort of financial, the sort of documents which has been seized, both digital as well as physical too. His financial transactions are quite under a survey as well, and the NIA has conducted a thorough search of the entire residence out here, and it is also now being understood as to the NIA going on to track as to who his handlers were, because he had suspected links with the Al-Qaeda, and he was planning to join the ISIS is also something which we are getting to know. Apart from which, they're also going through the call details record as well as the history of messages on the messaging platform Telegram, where he had gone on to constantly communicate with his handlers from abroad too. And as there was an earthquake in Syria and in Turkey, he delayed his plan of going to Syria, is what sources are going on and pointing out, because he had already gone on to book tickets, and he was about to move to Syria via Iraq, are what sources are going on and pointing. But as of now, the NIA have taken him into custody just a few moments ago, and they have taken him to the head office, and shortly he will also be produced before the court.
Right. And we also know that Arif is being taken to a location. He's being interrogated right now. But on focus is coming is his travel history. Prajwal, we'll talk a little bit about his travel history, because the NIA and investigating agencies are looking at his history. He had some history with some Middle East countries as well. He was planning to go there. There's some information trickling in on that. Tell our viewers about it.
Preliminary investigation also points out that Arif was a resident of Uttar Pradesh. He hailed from Uttar Pradesh, from Aligarh. That is the initial investigations. And according to the tip-off, we still do not confirm this, but according to the tip-off which has been received, it is now being stated that there has been a multi-city raid which has been conducted in Maharashtra, in Uttar Pradesh and Delhi as well. And he had gone on to constantly meet persons in these states, and he had constantly traveled. There is a lot of domestic history of travel when it comes to Arif, wherever he had traveled, and he had become very active post-COVID is what we get to learn. And as he was supposed to move, his financial details are being probed into as to why did he meet these people, and had he sought any sort of financial transaction details is something that needs to be seen over here. Apart from that, the travel history, wherever he had gone to now, the NIA is stating that they will be deploying teams, and further interrogations and investigations will be underway.
All right, Prajwal, thank you for getting us all the details. So Prajwal is getting us top details right now, where interrogation is happening of the suspected terrorist. We also know that his travel history is being interrogated. Electronics have been seized by the NIA and investigating agencies. And right now, Arif was on the radar of the security agencies for the past 2 years. All right, viewers, so right now the raids are also happening at Arif's residence. So we are seeing multiple details come out right now. He was a software engineer. That's what we have learned so far. And we also know that he was arrested in Bengaluru a short while back. a resident of UP. He was working as a software engineer in a private firm and was working from home. The accused was under the radar of security agencies for the last 2 years and is alleged to have links with terror organizations like the Al-Qaeda and the ISIS. Republic TV has learned that the security agencies picked Arif up from his residence and raided the premises. They took his electronic devices and documents. It was revealed that the accused was in touch with Al-Qaeda.